For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on sort of an updated product for the 2021 collection with Vango. So this here is the Palm 2 Low. So the Palm 2 Low takes over from the Palm Low, which has been in the range for a while now. So what kind of Vango have done sort of moving from 2021 onwards is keep the price point the same, but actually give a little bit more features built into it. So the Palm was a big hit mainly because it's sort of the entry price point for a driveway awning, which is inflatable with Vango. So the joys of it is many ways is you get the quality and kind of the technology of kind of their spare tubes, the way it goes up, and necessarily sort of that 2/3 year warranty with the product. But it's kind of hitting more of a price pointed market. So it's like I said, the entry pointing to build on from. New for the 2021 season, you've got a nice new colour with sort of kind of the red trim, makes it pop a little bit and arguably makes it seem a little bit more premium. This is kind of backed up with the fact that now we've got a Awning ground sheet running throughout the tent, which again means that you've got kind of more sealed section. Nowadays, you know, it's definitely more of a premium kind of feature to have in something that is almost like entry level. So that's where you're kind of getting a bit more for your money. And again, now we've got sort of a new rock pegs as well to go with it. It just kind of, I suppose in many ways, when you're sort of looking at what is considered almost like a starting point for an air model, it's kind of above and beyond the rest what you do tend to find. You've still got things like beautiful crystal clear windows obviously inside as well, and because it's air, obviously it's very quick, simple and easy to pitch, and you can see that from our own sort of Attwoolls pitching and packing videos. You know, I myself have pitched this model in about sort of 7 or 8 minutes, literally attach it, peg it and you're way to go. So that's kind of where we do those to sort of show you what it's all about. Other things to mention is we're talking like a 70 denier fabric, and we've got sort of about 3000mm high straight head, so it's very waterproof, very sort of resilient. But main thing is it packs down nice and small, so you've got a really small pack size. Pump and all goes in there quite happily, and also it's a bit more oversized as well to hopefully get it back in the bag as and when you need to. Inside it sort of is actually quite an ample amount of depth. It's not something that's too big, and you see that as being small and compact is what it's all about, especially when you know space is very much a premium when you're looking inside your sort of VW van or anything of that kind of similar size. Basically each beam's done individually, so you've got inflation point located on the outside here, and you can just do that sort of away from the van or towards the van as you see fit, and you get a manual stirrup pump actually supplied with the awning itself. Low level ventilation can help sort of reduce down condensation, especially that new sort of Awning ground sheet is very well sealed, so you know it means that the moisture's not coming in, but it means also it's not getting out as well. So that's where a circulation is key. That's your main body there. So when you come to drive away, this tunnel section can be detached from the van, you roll it back, and that's your main pod as you want it to. The driveway sort of section, if you will, the tunnel if you will, has a door on either side as well, so it allows you to get access to the van without having to go for the awning every single time. Yet again, it gives you that sort of brilliant area of sort of a wet dry area before even going into the awning itself or necessarily into the van. So one thing I would certainly recommend, certainly now you've got a Awning ground sheet, is a footprint ground sheet for this particular model. It's going to protect the base of the actual fit as well, keep the awning nice and clean and dry, especially if you're in a hard standing, but protect it and give it basically a longer lifespan as well, so that works out well. The kind of the reddish kind of guy ropes almost help to uplift it against the trim, and you've got also a big front door as well, and also a side door which you don't often see in that sort of market. Full frontal door, and you've got a full frontal mesh door as well, so you've got a nice door there with a nice big window. There's a curtain as well to get the privacy when you want to, but then you've also got a full mesh door as well, so you can get the ultimate amount of circulation into the awning itself without having sort of bugs coming in. Some additional king poles can be purchased, and there's eyelets in the corners. So what you can do is actually create a little canopy. So again, it's just a bit more versatility to give yourself a bit more extra space, still allow the ventilation to come into the tent, but also what you find is actually you've got a flat lip as well, so the front can actually toggle up and toggle down, means you've got no trip hazards in and out. So it's great for sort of kids, but also a lot of sort of wheelchair users and things like that as well also makes a difference. Again, nice big vent at the front as well, so you can get airflow running throughout it, so on those days when the weather suddenly turns, you can get that sort of circulation in to make it a bit more fresher inside and help fight that condensation. And the door again can just sort of roll up quite nice and neatly. and you've got toggles just to kind of keep it all at bay. Now in the middle bit, which I'll get the cameras in a second, we'll have a look around, you've got kind of a divisional door which can be sort of halfway open or fully open. That way it allows you sort of ultimate amount of flexibility in and out the van, and that side door also means the weather turns, you've got that flexibility that you can use that as your main door rather than the wind and everything driving in from one side. But let's pick the camera up now and have a little look through of it and just get a bit more sort of a feel for the actual awning. So as you can see, quite smart. Actually, to be fair, the grey kind of colour works well with sort of, you know, like a normal traditional van. Decent sort of size, and like I said, a good amount of depth away. And you've got the, I'll say, door either side as well. The fitting height on this is sort of 180 to 210, and you've got a sort of tunnel section you can see here. And actually it fits quite nicely from the inside. There's a webbing strap located here to kind of take the slack up and give that almost that fold of fabric, and it's to give that versatility and height that it will fit pretty much anything. The divisional door between kind of the sections you can see there is actually zippable back, so you can actually just take that back to the side there, detach it, roll that back, and then you've got sort of full opening into there. And that's also one thing you don't really find with other manufacturers sometimes, is that you always have sort of a small little doorway in the front, and you lose that sort of flexibility and versatility to kind of make the awning what you want it to. So that way you've got almost like a perfect sort of tunnel section away from the van. But I think certainly the addition of a nice new sewn in ground sheet does make a big difference. One thing also not to forget to mention as well is actually what they've also managed to do this year as well is actually, which was one of the probably sticking points of last year, you can now buy the basically inside bedroom BR001 or whatever it is, and you can sleep someone in here, and there's clips for it now, which again was one of the sort of the negative points of last year. So looking at the product in a whole, I think they've managed to keep the price point very, very keen, and almost, like I said, sit quite a bit above its competitors. But what you've got is sort of more awning for your money, which, you know, value for money wise is always a big plus. So if you need more information, you can always check the link below. It links you to the product itself on our website. But any questions or queries, by all means, let us know. And that's kind of our little video review on the Vango Palm 2 for the 2021 season going forward.